Hi, Julie Jules, Cruise Companion. Holidaying when you've got a disability can be a bit of a challenge, but one of the advantages about cruising is that once you have got onto the ship, you really don't have to walk very far because everything is really close at hand. The main dining and activities are either on the middle levels, and about 6 or 7 on this ship, Coral Princess, or up on 14. And there is steps going into the swimming pools. There is larger toilets for disability access, and some of the doors are self-opening, not all of them. So you would need somebody to help you with doors. But this is just going to be a montage of some of the things that I observed for people with disabilities here on Coral Princess. It's important if you have a disability of any kind to investigate the cruise ship that is going to be best suited for you. For example, if we just focus on mobility access, you can go onto the website and they have very detailed summaries of what accessible cabins are on the cruise ship. Coral Princess has about 30. And they have roll-in showers, they have grab rails, and they have wide enough spaces for a wheelchair access in the stateroom itself. So each one of the floors, for example, has a summary to say which have accessible bathrooms and which ones have accessible staterooms. All lifts, of course, are going to have some form of accessibility, of course, unless you have a bariatric or a larger wheelchair or electric wheelchair that is too big for a passenger lift, but that would be very rare. So on the website, it has details about what cabins would be suitable for an accessible traveller. So looking around at the restaurants, all restaurants have an accessible space where you could use a wheelie walker or a wheelchair. You could just move one of the pieces of furniture and you could sit at a table, no problems at all. So then other recreational spaces, where this one is the Explorer Lounge, it has a ramp just over here to the left where that lady is standing is part of the ramp. So here we are heading out onto the pool deck, and as I say, you would need assistance with opening some of the doors because they are very heavy, made of wood, and this is coming out into the deck space where it's a very open space, not much clutter at all. We only had half the number of passengers on this June 2022 cruise. So if you had mobility challenges and you did use a device, being up on this pool deck space would not be a problem at all. And I'll show you a little bit later the Pelican that could go into the swimming pool if you did want to get access but weren't able to use the stairs. So then we come into the Lotus Pool space, and there is the retractable roof, because this boat, Coral Princess, was made for the Panama Canal cruise route. So this would make, if it was tropical and raining, we could still use the pool without any problem. And just here, if you did have some limited mobility issues, you could walk down those stairs. But if not, I did see a sign that there was a Pelican available, that you just had to ask the pool staff for assistance. This next little bit of vision is just walking around some of the decks where you can see when they're not crowded, it would be easily to be accessible with a wheelie walker or a wheelchair or an electric wheelchair. Getting up and down to the different levels would not be an issue because there is a elevator, a lift, so that's no problems at all. There is also disabled access bathrooms on most of the public spaces, and they are fairly wide with grab rails, emergency call buttons, and you could wheel a wheelchair just under that. hand basin. Next couple of pictures are just screenshots from different websites where people with mobility issues had posted their adventures when they were on Coral Princess. So this is on Caribe decks. This is on deck 6. And you can see the room had a lot of space to move a wheelchair around. And this is the bathroom. And so this was from Cruise Critic. And you can see where the seat can fold down. There's a grab rail. There's an emergency call buzzer. So fairly standard accessible equipment there. Looks to have a lot of space. So you could roll in there, roll in the shower. That would be quite reasonable to use. As you can see, being on a cruise ship when you have a disability might not be as hard as you think, because there are special facilities around and are available. This is Julie, Jules Cruise Companion, saying stay safe everybody and happy travels.